The topic assigned to me is chemical bonding. We all know the term what is chemical and what is meant bond. Bond means relationship. First, we see the objectives of chemical bonding. In chemical bonding, we can understand how molecules are formed and what is a chemical bond. It also explains the octet rule. In this, we understand different types of bonding and also differentiate the characteristics of ionic bond, covalent bond, and coordinate bond. First, we see what is meant by chemical bonding. A chemical bond may be defined as the force of attraction between the atoms that binds them together as a unit called molecule. Chemical bond is the force of attraction between the elements. Causal and Lewis approach to chemical bonds. Causal and Lewis or the scientists give successful explanation based upon the concept of electronic configuration of noble gases about why atoms combine to form molecules. We all know that noble gases have no tendency to donate or accept electrons from other elements because it has a stable electronic configurations in their outer shell. Lewis postulated that atoms achieve the stable octet when they are linked by chemical bonds. These are the scientists Coastal and Lewis and give a great explanation about the chemical bonding. In this, we can see the noble gases such as helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. These all have the stable electronic configurations. Helium have the two. It is also stable, and remaining all other elements have 8 in their outer shells. If the elements have 8 electrons in the outer side, it is considered as the stable electronic configuration. Noble gases only have the stable electronic configuration. Next, we go to octet rule. What is meant by octet rule? In 1916, Coastal and Lewis proposed a theory to explain the chemical combination between the atoms and this theory is known as the electronic theory of valence or octet rule. It means the outer shell have 8 electrons. In the tendency of atoms to have 8 electrons in the valence shell is known as the octet rule, or it also said to be the rule of 8. Next, we see the types of chemical bond. There are 3 types of chemical bonding. First one is ionic bond, second covalent bond, and third one is coordinate covalent bond. In ionic bond is a chemical bond formed by the electrostatic attraction between positive and negative ions. It is also called electrovalent bond. We can see the example Na and Cl. NaCl donate 1 electron to the chlorine atom because in chemical during the chemical bonding Na plus Cl it forms to be the Na plus and Cl minus because it donates 1 electron to the chlorine atom. It transfers the electron to the chlorine atom. In ionic bond there is a transfer, 1 electron is transferred to the other element. It's called the ionic bond. These are example Na plus and Cl minus will be held together to form a NaCl molecule. The bond between Na plus and Cl minus is called the ionic bond. Next, we see the characteristics of chemical bond, ionic compounds. Ionic compounds are crystalline solids at room temperature. It cannot contain electricity in solid state, but in molten state, their aqueous solutions conduct electricity. It has a high melting and boiling points. It is soluble in polar solvents like water, and they are insoluble in non-polar solvents like carbon tetrachloride, benzene, etc. They have high density and highly brittle. Ionic compounds undergo ionic reactions which are practically rapid and instantaneous. Next, the second bond is covalent bond. It is a type of chemical bond in which there is a mutual sharing of electrons between one atom is called covalent bond. It is classified into 3 types: single covalent bond, double covalent bond, triple covalent bond, with respect to mutual sharing of 1, 2 and 3 bonds respectively. If we see that ionic bonds are one element is transferred to the other elements, but in covalent bond there is a mutual sharing between the 2 atoms. There are 2 types of chemical bond: non-polar covalent bond and polar covalent bond. In non-polar covalent bond there is an unequal sharing aqueous, but in covalent bond equal sharing of electrons is aqueous. Next we see about the characteristics of covalent compound. Compound formed exist as discrete molecules, weak intermolecular force due to small molecular size. It is mainly exist in gaseous and liquid state. Sugar, urea, starch, it is exist in solid state. Low melting and boiling points due to weak attractive forces. It is a poor conductor of electricity in fused or dissolved state. It is less soluble in water. It is the covalent bond or ionic bonds. In covalent bond, there is electron is mutually sharing. This yellow color represents the mutual sharing of electrons. In between, there is a mutual sharing of electrons. It is called the covalent bond. But in the ionic bond, one electron is transferred into the other atom. So it is electron is transferred. So it is considered to be the ionic bond. This is like a covalent bond is like the brother sister relationship. There is only a mutual sharing between them, but in ionic bond there is like a mother and daughter relationship. It transferred. We know that mother give everything to her daughter. Likewise, in ionic bond, the electron is transferred the atom, but in covalent there is only sharing only occurs. So it is it will be like a brother-sister relationship. Next, we see about the coordinate covalent bond. When one atom donates both electrons in a covalent bond, it is called the dative bond. Coordinate covalent bond is also considered as the dative bond. It is represented as the arrow. In this, it is the electron rich and it is electron deficient. It is transfer the electron to the electron deficient, and during the chemical reactions it is unstable. It is converted to ammonium ion. The H is the bond between them is the coordinate covalent bond. We conclude that chemical bonds hold atom together in molecules. If the atom have the 8 electrons in the outer shell, it's called as the octet rule. There are three types of bond: ionic, covalent, and coordinate covalent bond. Ionic compounds are formed between a cation and anion. Covalent bonds are formed from the sharing of electrons, and the coordinate covalent bond transfer and sharing of electrons between the combining atoms. We all see about what is chemical bonding and what is the Coastal-Lewis approach about chemical bonding, and also we see about the octet rule, and the three types of chemical bonding: ionic bond, covalent bond, and coordinate covalent bond. Thank you.